from my understanding, I mean, there should be still team agreement. Guys, please mute yourself.
What happened?
Please, I don't. All right. There should still be. I mean, let's say we have a budget of $1 million, and then a worker decides to change its POP from I don't know $1,000 to $5,000 per month. There should be an option where at least one option where he's not included. If that option passes, obviously it means that it was not approved his budget, his increase of his pay rate.
Sure, and that's also what the removals from the budget process is for. So on it, this person increased their budget from 1,000 a month to 5,000 a month, and it no longer fits in the budget. We vote to remove them.
Yeah, we would vote for the removal of the budget. We know that they wouldn't be removing the person from the budget actually, but yeah, they give an indication of how we want to build the budget options. Sure.
But what you're talking about is different. You're talking about a policy proposal to allow the team to change individual POP, to alter individual POP changes, right?
I mean, we did the change by March 6th, which was full moon, right? Both me and Joyce. So
Yeah,
now
so
this month they become applicable.
Yeah. So, but I don't understand what the problem with that is.
Well, I don't have problems per se. I mean, but how there if people are changing their POP every time that a person is requesting a different pay rate, there should always be a team agreement for agreeing on that, right?
No, we have to agree to include someone in the budget. If we don't want to include them in the budget, we can fire them.
Yeah, and how do we fire them? We make an option where they're not included.
Exactly, but what you're doing is not that. What you're doing is you're saying we're just not approving the changes in the POP, which is very different than not including the person in the budget. So you're saying you want to keep them in the budget, but not approve their POP, but change their POP, to alter the POP.
No, I mean maybe I used the bad wording, yeah, but this is actually firing Alberto and firing Joyce wherever it says not approved.
Why doesn't it just say to fire Alberto and fire Joyce? Why doesn't it just say that?
He was saying it before, but then I mean it was becoming too long. But yeah, that's
shorter. Not approve Alberto, fire Alberto. Firing Shire is a shorter root word than not approve.
Fire Alberto for not agreeing.
No, it has nothing to do about agreeing or not agreeing. You're just saying it doesn't fit in the budget, and so you fire him. There's no agreement or not agreeing to them changing their budget, right? So you're just
but the criteria for which we build this option, we need to say the criteria, right? We want to say the criteria. Why are we creating an option where we want to fire Alberto? The option we create an option to fire Alberto because Alberto is increasing his pay rate when we're cutting the budget. So this is what I want to say, right?
Well, you can say that in the reasons, right?
Yeah, this would go. This is just a summary of the options. Then in the justification, that goes all in the justifications. Yeah.
Okay, how about like that?
That's the criteria.
Please pay.
Yeah. Perfect.
But why is oh, I see. Okay. Never mind.
This would be fire Joyce. Increase pay.
Am I okay now?
Better, yeah.
So this one would be
Okay, so you're not proposing to change policy then?
Not at all. No. Okay.
Okay, so I want to make this one orange here. So 25% cut policy is certainly close to meeting policy. It's pretty close, so I'm not too worried about that.
70. I don't know why it's 75, but it's 70.
But obviously the goal was 33%, right? Do we have an option that met the 33% cut goal?
No.
So what's the closest one to that? Like this one that's 17% cuts, what is that?
Oh yeah, obviously these two they're way over the goal. That would be 25 plus 17, so it would be 42.
Mhm.
The closest one we have is option 3, but now with Eileen, let me check again. I updated Eileen budget. Now it's a bit different. It's 5.35% and 254. So it's 535 here. Where minus 5.35%. So that's basically it's 30.35%. That's pretty close. It's the closest one.
Okay, so I mean, it's not a definitely not a great situation, but just to confirm, we don't have any rankings, or we did do the rankings. And the fact that Ate is at the top, is that based on her new surgery that we paid her for, like the $400? Is that
No,
why?
that's not included. No. The way that the rankings have been updated, they have been updated only by including from what we had before, where like for where there was data from before, it was added the 133 West cost pay around, let's say, for the workers, and while for Joyce and Moss, it's just the 133 West, just that much. And for Ate, it was not added the $200 of back pay. It's something that needs to be
It'll be $400.
Updated. Yeah, $400.
So do we have the ranking though? Does the ranking exist?
Yeah. Here, let me 917 top. Here, Jay, 17. I was saying, Joyce, you need to make sure that when you put new data, you make sure that in the calculations the data is included, because the rankings that you did, guys, you didn't update the sum of the values. So
The sum of the values.
yeah, you didn't update the sum of the values. The values that were giving the ranking were not including updated information, new data.
So is this the correct one right here?
Yeah, this is correct. I reviewed it. Yeah, I mean it's correct based. It's not complete, but it's correct based on the new data that was included.
Okay. Okay. Well, I would say overall that it's concerning. But where does a lien fall in? How much does she want to get paid with her new pop?
$4.
Okay, so her and a Tay. Okay, so what does the budget look like without a Tay and Eileen? Which one is that?
Ate and Eileen.
Is that
Number 7,
line 7? Okay, and
option 7.
So I mean, I think we need to have a discussion with a Tay. Right, so we're already into the first week of the month. We would give her basically 2 weeks notice, which would basically cover most of the rest of this month, and we would be firing her. I don't know, we could just basically say, okay, we're firing you at the end of the month unless we can fix the budget, and then that's that, and then that covers the budget. And I think that's the fairest way to do it, because she's ranked lowest. She's obviously costing the organization a lot of money in the back pay and everything like that too.
Yeah, obviously.
It's nothing personal, it's just like a budgetary constraint. So then what we do is we try to fix the budget. It gives us some time to try to fix the budget, and we can add her back in. Or basically, let's say we get money in like a month or 2 months or 3 months, or like, in a month or two, we get a new client and we can hire her back. If she can't work for a month or two, it's just like, that's unfortunate, but it's like, it's just the reality of the situation. Under our policy, that's the policy that we have,
Yeah, I mean, obviously, a T is cost the most without even counting this $400, right? So, obviously, in the budget there is the $200 from the back pay. I don't know if I should include also the other 200.
Yes, you have to include the other 200 as well.
But are they not included in the monthly HR benefit?
Yeah, that's part of the benefits budget.
Yeah, so
your benefits are part of the cost to the worker.
Yeah, so we have the HR benefit at $450 per month, right? And that influences the overall budget. But the $200 of back pay, they influence the HR budget, the actual HR budget.
Correct.
Yeah. So this. Yeah. So I agree, and let me say something which is related.
Wait. For option number 7, could you? No, we still have to include that yet. Okay, keep going.
Yeah, and this gets me back to what I was telling to Joyce at the beginning of the session. I mean, you guys, if you don't know what the priorities are, I mean, Joyce, you are supposed to be like the best worker, and you should know what the priorities are. I mean, no one helped with the recruitment. I mean, we all know that we need the nonprofit budget, and I mean, and you don't even, it doesn't even come in your mind that it's the top priority of the organization is the CCC board setup. So this is
what you mean did not help?
Yeah, I mean,
well, Like, I mean, I feel like it's getting a little off topic here. I'd like to keep us focused on the budget. But there's no question that
it's getting off topic. But I mean, Ate is doing a great work. She's stepping up a lot. She's been working very good lately, and I mean,
how many hours per week does Ate work?
We can see Ate's tracking hour.
Or what is Ate's commitment?
So the March-April month, she worked 82 hours.
For the month?
Yeah. So about 20 hours per week.
Well, that's actually not too bad. Well, why is she getting so much? Like, what is this just from the computer we bought her? Is this like something else, or is it just the fact that like she's just getting to have a really high pay rate and really high budget? We just don't know.
I mean, we should review the rankings in detail.
Okay, so the other options obviously would be to cut Moth and Mamoon and keep Ate. I would say those would be my two top options, right? So budget proposal one, active workers, right? So the same as your option, right? Budget proposal 2 would be, to hire Aline, right? And then budget proposal 3 would be to fire Ate, and then budget proposal 4 would be to fire Moth and Mamoon, which would be equivalent to Ate. So that would be my.
I understand. Okay. So how do we justify option 3?
Firing Ate, option 3?
No, option 4.
Option 4, because Moth and Mamoon would be the next lowest workers. So if we keep Ate because we feel like her like, because remember the primary model, right, for HR ranking, primary HR ranking is cost and valuation, right? So if we evaluated Ate at a higher level than Moth and Mamoon, we could say, okay, Ate is an essential worker to the organization, and we don't need Moth and Mamoon, much less than we would need Ate. So for organizational purposes and evaluation metrics, we keep Ate and we get rid of Moth and Mamoon because they're the next lowest people, and they don't have as good evaluation, and they're not as necessary in the organization.
Yeah, but let me say something. So this goes against obviously my personal interest, but I mean, yes, okay, but I mean, also to me, if I see it from a objective point of view, I mean, we wouldn't be needing to fire anybody if Alberto or Joyce wouldn't be increasing their budget.
Well, but that was your guys's problem. Like, your guys are the one who increased your budget, so that's up to you guys that you increased your budget. So whenever you increase your budget, someone else has to decrease their budget or get fired. That there's no other way to increase your budget.
Yeah, I know, and I'm okay to. I mean, if somebody gets fired, because I mean, I
money, so it's an organizational issue, right? If the most important workers in the organization need more money to be functional, then that's a priority for the organization. That's the bottom line, right? It's an individual decision. It's not like you're asking for unbelievable more amount of money. How much are you asking for per month now?
It's 5 hours. 5 hours more, so it's 447. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing. It's $500. So it's like it's still very, very small. And I think mine's going up to like, more like $800 starting either the next month or the month after or whenever it is. Hopefully we'll be in the nonprofit budget by then. So
no, but I'm not making it about the amount of money. Or if you say the amount of money in general,
no, it's about the rankings.
Yeah, exactly. It's about the rankings. So what I suggest is that also we knew this budget was coming. I mean, in the end, again, we are a team of 6 workers, right? But and to me, what I feel is the right way to move forward is that we take the time to update the rankings, but the whole rankings, right? So meaning that we will do the rankings as they're supposed to be. So we will have the various rankings that they by percentage they give you the final score, and that's the overall ranking, right? It includes evaluation, includes elections, includes everything.
Yeah, that's part of our whole recruitment process as well.
Exactly. So if we need to fire somebody, it needs to be based on updated rankings. And if this means going into upfront pay stop,
that's not required.
No, it's not required, but I mean, I think it's the correct way to do it, right? If we're
doing the work is always the correct way to do anything, but if the work doesn't get done, the HR board still needs to make a decision, right? There's still a decision to be made in relationship to the budget, right? So that's just unavoidable. So in that context, it's basically like there needs to be proposals. I guarantee you, if we create no proposals and we all as a team agree that the rankings need to be updated and we go on upfront pay stop, the work will get done. Someone's gonna not want to continue to work without pay.
Stop, write down whatever you were about to say, and take a break for 6 minutes.
All right. Anyways, I'm really glad we're having this conversation because I feel like we're actually getting somewhere. So let's take a break and we come back and we can keep going, right?
Yeah, let's take a break.